The next time I see a Trump supporter talk about how Trump gave up his salary, I'm gonna find you, come to your house, and bitch slap you. I'm sick of fucking hearing this. Man gave up 500 grand, allegedly. I don't even think he gave that up. To grift off the American people, steal our tax money, do nothing for the American people, tell us that he doesn't care about the American people, make his family and his friends rich. Rich. Now I ain't even talking about the $1.8 billion that he wants to steal from our tax money to create a private army of the Proud Boys. You mark my fucking words. This is to create a private army of the Proud Boys so he doesn't have to leave when he's overthrown. Well, Proud Boys, unless he gives you weapons, which you don't know how to use, you'll still have to fight the American military with your AR-15s. And that'll be interesting to watch y'all Qaeda and vanilla ISIS and you fat, out-of-shape motherfuckers try and run on the battlefield to seek cover, which you're never going to find. Let's see. So I mean, I'm not even talking about that yet. I'm talking about all the other money he's made off us, including stealing our tax money, taking our Medicare, taking all of social services, enslaving our people, buying concentration camps from his friends at 10 times the value of the warehouses that he's been buying that they couldn't sell. Let's just, I could go on. Look, Rachel Maddow, show us.
Buys hundreds of thousands of dollars of stock in NVIDIA. Then a week later, his Commerce Department approves the sale of NVIDIA chips to China. Also in January, Trump buys between $50,000 and $100,000 worth of stock in AMD, which is another chip maker. 1 week after he buys it, his Commerce Department approves AMD doing business in China as well. Following month, in February, Trump buys millions of dollars worth of stock in Dell Computers, right? Dell Technologies. 9 days after he buys millions of dollars worth of stock in Dell, Trump veers off script in a speech in Georgia to tell the crowd literally, quote, go out and buy a Dell computer. Then in March, he buys up a whole bunch of stock in a company called Thermo Fisher. Repeated purchases of Thermo Fisher. Judd Legum at Popular Information reports that Trump repeatedly buys up Thermo Fisher stock. And then he goes and visits Thermo Fisher on a presidential visit. And on this presidential visit to Thermo Fisher, he praises the company repeatedly as an incredible company. He says, as president, that he wants other pharmaceutical companies to start working with Thermo Fisher. He buys their stock, and then he goes out and boosts the company as president. Judd Legum also notes that that same day, March 11th, same day as the Thermo Fisher visit, that same day, Trump bought hundreds of thousands of dollars of stock in Apple. And then that same day he bought the stock, he did another event where he singled out Apple and Apple CEO Tim Cook for praise. Apple, a great company. Then after that, Trump buys between $50,000 and $100,000 of Micron stock. Okay? Between $50,000 and $100,000 in Micron stock. The very next day, he calls into the Fox News channel and tells them, Micron, it's one of the hottest companies. Then it's Palantir, CNBC reporting. Trump makes 7 separate purchases of Palantir stock, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Palantir stock. Then he gets on Truth Social and praises Palantir, Palantir Technologies. Great capabilities and equipment. He ticker abbreviation for Palantir right after he bought hundreds of thousands of dollars of their stock to go buy some Palantir to boost the value of the stock he just bought before he said this.
Then I believe this is the BBC. Maybe just because she has an English accent, but this other clip showing the grift, how much money he's made. How much money? He just made, I think it was $5 million from the tobacco companies to bring back flavored vapes to further get our kids addicted to vaping, which is something, we just got rid of recently. And he wants to make vaping great again. And he couldn't get an answer from the guy at the health department or whatever. So he called up RFK, and RFK fixed it immediately. As soon as the tobacco companies made a donation to MAGA Incorporated. So quit pissing on my head, telling me it's rain. Tell me how much this guy does for the American people. He does nothing for the American people. He only cares about himself, his friends, and his family. And I shouldn't even use the word friends, because he doesn't know what that means. There's a man that demands loyalty and gives none. So, fuck y'all, you're stupid. You're stupid. Watch this.
Demand for military drones has grown exponentially. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has, it seems, been prepared. Last summer, he told the American public that the Pentagon wanted to buy drones made in the USA. The contracts would be worth millions of dollars.
In June, President Trump issued an executive order unleashing American drone dominance.
It just so happened that the president's sons, Don Jr. and Eric, had begun working for, or were heavily invested in, 2 US drone manufacturers. It's been reported by Forbes that at least one of those companies won over $15 million in military-linked orders, including from the US military. Within days of his second term, he was pushing MAGA merch from a makeshift gift shop in the White House to world leaders, residents of Azerbaijan and war-torn Ukraine. It appeared crass, but at the time was widely viewed as harmless.
I'm 28 points higher than anybody. Everybody wants me to run, but including us.
Netting huge profits. In Vietnam, there was a $1.5 billion Trump golf complex. In India, $700 million worth of branded ventures. And in Serbia, a $500 million Trump development was waved through until, rather unusually, it hit the buffers after a minister was accused of abusing his position. Crown jewel deals were done in the Arabian Peninsula. In Saudi, there were developments worth a total of $10 billion. In Dubai, a $1 billion tower with a similar project under discussion in Abu Dhabi. And in Qatar, a $3 billion golf resort.
As a construction person, I'm seeing perfect marble. This is what they call perfecto.
So his supporters are stupid, and none of the rest of us are. We can see right through this shit. The level of corruption is outstanding. You need to vote. We need to vote every Republican bootlicker out. We need to get this guy out and put him in prison where he belongs, and then get our money back. Get our money back. The American people are suffering, and he's stealing billions of our dollars to enrich himself and his family. Don't give me any of that bullshit ever again. You Trump supporters, you're stupid. Every one of you fucking stupid. If you ever say, oh, he gave up his salary because he cares about the, I will come bitch slap you. I will find you. Somebody will dox you. I will use my own money to travel to your house and bitch slap you because you're fucking stupid. You have done this to all of us. Shame on you for throughout history. Forever we will remember every Republican bootlicker, and you will be brought to trial. Every one of you that enabled him when you were supposed to be doing your job, every lawmaker in Congress, there's supposed to be a checks and balances that didn't check or balance a goddamn thing. You will pay. You will pay. This shall come to pass, and we will remember. Hit all those buttons, y'all. I'm sure I'll have much more to complain about later, and you'll miss it if you don't hit all those buttons.